So, hello everyone. Our group number is 4, and our exact topic is Google Cloud Functions and AWS and EKS. So, basically, I'm going to talk about what are the Google Cloud Functions.
Yeah, and it is the
Engineers,
blog on
what?
AWS, and our group members are Mayuresh Wadle, Om Agatkar, and Vedant Deshmukh. Okay.
So, let's talk about what are the Google Cloud Functions. Engineers and developers may run with the code with Google Cloud Functions without having to worry about the server administration. The operation suites of the Google Cloud, such as Cloud Login, is integrated out of the box, and Cloud Functions, which scales is necessary. When you need to do an action of set of tasks in the response to an access events, functions are came in handy. So according to them, there are some various types of functions. Let's talk about them. First of all, how to use Google Cloud Functions and how they work. So basically, GCF operates under the following some conditions, like simplify the developer experience, avoid locks in with open source technologies, pay only for documented uses. Scalability is a crucial component of GCF, etc. Now, there are some uses of GCF, uh, like creation of backends, integrations, task completion, and analysis are all excellent uses of cloud functions. GCF makes use of webhooks. So let's talk about some advantages of cloud function. There are some advantages of cloud functions, like functions can be easily used to any extent an organization desired. It has scalability. The the users has to pay for the functions only when they are running. Excellent. These are some of the advantages. And now further, why Google Cloud Functions? What is cold start? These are some of the information that we have gathered in this block. So Mayuresh, you can continue further.
Yeah, then after that, we have written the steps for the hmm, people which will visit our blog, how to use the Google Cloud function. Then after that, we added the information about the Elastic Kubernetes service of Amazon Web Service. Then, firstly, what is Amazon Web Service? Amazon Web Service is the most comprehensive and broadly used cloud platform. So, basically, what is Elastic Kubernetes service? So, Amazon EKS is a managed service which make it easier to run Kubernetes on AWS, and companies can run Kubernetes without installing and operating a Kubernetes control plane or worker node, and then using EKS they can do that. Then after, what is Kubernetes? It is an open source system which lets organization deploy, manage application like batch processing workers, platform as a service, and microservices in the cloud. So there we will then we added some information about the Amazon EKS features. Then the first feature is managed Kubernetes cluster. So Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service is a managed Kubernetes service that does not require users to install and maintain their own Kubernetes control plane. Uh, Amazon EKS manages the availability and scalability of the Kubernetes control plane nodes, which are responsible for starting and stopping containers, scheduling containers on virtual machines, storing cluster data, and other tasks. So the next feature is manage control planes. The control planes cannot be directly managed by organization and can be fully managed by Amazon Web Services. And Amazon EKS, they provides the high availability control plane that which runs across multiple AWS availability zones. Then the next we added is manage worker nodes. With a single command, users can create, update, or terminate worker nodes for their clusters and so on. Then launch using EKSTL. EKSCTL is an open source command line tool which helps running the Amazon EKS. And to create an Amazon EKS cluster, users will just have to execute EKSCTL and create cluster command, and users will be ready to run their application. Then we added the network and security. Amazon EKS has made it easy to provide security for their Kubernetes cluster with advanced features and integration to Amazon Web Services and technology partner solution. Then service discovery. It is the AWS Cloud Map is a cloud resource discovery services, and it also AWS provides an open source Kubernetes connector which sends internet service location to the cloud map service registry as Kubernetes service launch and removes them in the end after the work is done. Then this image tells the how it was. Then service mesh added some information about service mesh. Then VPS support. VPS is basically virtual private cloud, and we added some information about that. Then we added information about the AWS IAM authenticator. It is just the in Amazon EKS helps to integrate Kubernetes RBAS with AWS IAM authenticator. Yeah, and then we added Windows support. Actually, EKS support the running Windows worker nodes alongside the Linux worker node. Then because of that, it allows users to use the same cluster for managing application on both operating system, which is Linux and Windows. And then we added information about load balancing. Next, Vedant will do. Uh, Vedant, you can start.
Yes. Next one is serverless compute and hybrid deployments. Basically, serverless deployment is one of the latest trends in cloud technology, and it is development model built for creating and running applications without the need for uh, server management, and it enables developers to build applications faster by eliminating the need for them to manage infrastructure. Next is logging. Logging is AWS Cloud Trial provides journal visibility and history of user, and it provides cluster activity for it. API calls to the EKS has logging. Next one is managed cluster updates. Uh, it has Amazon EKS makes it easy to use update running clusters over the Kubernetes, and as per the Kubernetes versions are released and validates for use with EKS, and AWS supports the three stable Kubernetes, and various versions of it process at any given time. And for getting started with Amazon EKS, it is pretty straightforward, but there is a list of prerequisites you will be needing that provided below. Next are the steps for the further setup, that you have to open IML console, select roles, create role, etc. To create a virtual private cloud in EKS, it has some steps like you have to open AWS Cloud Formation Console, select a region and click Create Stack. You need to prompt to specify Amazon S3 template URL, like private subnets. It has private subnets and public subnets. You have to specify the details over it, and when you reach the review page, click the create button. Create your Amazon EKS clusters also has some steps, like open the Amazon EKS console, select and create cluster. You have to mention cluster name, Kubernetes version, role name, and VPS, and you have to click create. Next is updating configuration for EKS cluster. It has steps like you have to use AWS CLI update a kubeting command, AWS EKS, and test the configuration for it. Next one is launch of managed Kubernetes node group. So for that you have to open the Amazon EKS console and select the EKS cluster. Uh, you have to click on add node group, and you have to configure node group and mention your node name, node IMA role, and subnets. next to that, in the set in the set of configuration, fill the following fields and click the next.
Yeah, so that's about the our blog and Amazon Web Services, Elastic Kubernetes Service, and Google Cloud Function. Thank you.